welcome to Random Conflux. Today, I'm Zach.
I'm John.
And I'm Matt.
And today, YouTube, what do you want to talk about? I want to talk about Starfield.
I want to talk about Starfield too. That could be why it's on the screen.
We're not talking about Lego Star Wars?
No.
You lied to me again.
Good. Get out of here.
It's the three of us, and Matt's wife may chime in here and there. She's with us too.
As there's silence in the background. Because
Yes.
she's playing Starfield herself.
Yeah.
It's a regular Starfield party.
Yeah.
And Matt's doing the B-roll for this episode.
So,
Yeah. Just zooming around,
Yeah.
doing nothing really.
yeah, this B-roll will look better than the last B-roll because I was a little lazy and I used the Xbox app stream instead of my capture card.
You know what? Let's let land, if I can talk right, land somewhere random on this planet.
Yeah. This may sync up, it may not, because...
Well, since we did the channel, or we did the episode before this with just us, giving our initial impressions. What do you think of it, Matt?
Of Starfield in general? Well, no, let's go do this instead. I have to say that, and I've talked at length with my wife about this because I've been trying to come up with a comparison, okay? I think we've agreed that it's if New Vegas had a baby, okay, but Fallout New Vegas had a baby with No Man's Sky. Okay, that's very, very similar to what this game is. So if you're trying to figure out for yourself, okay, exactly what kind of game it is, that's a good way to put it, because it's got a lot of the space exploration. Sure, you can land on planets, you can mine stuff, you can create outposts and build them. It's all prefab. So imagine the prefab options from Fallout 4. That's actually more similar like Fallout 4 than New Vegas, but imagine the prefab options from that, okay? And which wait for a couple updates, I'd say, before really getting heavy into the outpost building, because something they talked about doing is right now the where you connect the pieces of the outposts, it's very sensitive and it's prone to glitching. I don't know if you two have noticed this, but I've read so much about it and heard so much about it online that that's one of the things they're going to handle in the first couple updates coming out. Is they're going to work on the outpost building.
They're also going to, because it's been heavily requested, they're going to start adding some planet maps.
Yes.
Like town maps and stuff for planets.
Yeah, so that would be really cool to see.
Well, they already have that in a way, but it's like a grid.
Yeah, they're going to improve upon it.
I was gonna say that my comparison to it was No Man's Sky and Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's still not far off, you know?
Yeah. I will say one comparison that neither of you guys really thought about. The shipbuilder. You ever play Lego Racers?
Well, you mentioned that in the last...
I don't think I mentioned it in the episode, did I?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it reminds me so much of the Lego Racer builder.
Or even like... no, because the newer Lego games don't do that.
Yeah.
They already have like their pre-made vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
But Lego Island,
Kinda, yeah. I can see
where
that
you
too.
can build your own vehicles
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, for those of you that haven't heard of those, they're very old Lego games. So they're
Yes. Very old PC Lego games.
yeah, PC, N64, PS1. Yeah.
I've gotten into some of the summon building as of right now. It's okay.
It is snappy though, like it wants to snap in weird places and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they spent more time on the ship builder
Yeah.
than they did on the outpost builder. That's just my thing.
So, some of my thoughts, if you don't mind me just interjecting here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I really enjoy, first of all, the graphics that they've done with this.
Oh yeah.
I get why it needs to be Series S and X, which I'm right now playing this on an Xbox Series S to give you guys an idea. Okay, it needs to be PS5, it needs to be PC, because it really has. Sure, there's a good bit of loading screens, but they don't take very long. Okay, and the game manages to slip loading screens in where you wouldn't think they were, like kind of how in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, whenever Cal is slipping between two rock faces or crawling in a tunnel, okay, that's technically actually a loading screen. Okay, you just don't realize it. The same thing here is for when the ship takes off and lands and so on and so forth. It's like a hidden loading screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I wish that they did when it comes down to comparing it to No Man's Sky is I want to be able to pilot around on the planet. Go from...
You want to like fly above the planet?
Yeah.
No, like fly above the surface, but like in the air.
Yeah, that's what I said. Fly above the planet.
Yeah.
Now, what did you just say, Jamie?
Oh yeah, like a
rover.
vehicle,
Oh,
that would be cool.
too.
They'd have to have a rover though, like they postulate the rovers would be, where each one has its wheels would have independent suspension, each one, so they could, and you'd have to have a what do they call it? A transverse spine or something like that, where basically it's a vehicle that's in 3 parts. And the body of the vehicle can technically bend because of the joints. That way you can kind of caterpillar style with 6 or 8 wheels go across whatever environment you want to. And it wouldn't be like when you were playing Mass Effect 1 with that stupid vehicle. I can't remember what it's called. I love Mass Effect 2 and 3. I'm just not a fan of Mass Effect 1 because of the rover type vehicle. And yeah. Needless to say, that would be very cool. I'd love to have a rover of some kind.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard talk about them putting regular vehicles in the game.
Yeah, but nothing,
Nothing major.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere the reason they didn't put them in is because they thought it would like break the exploration aspect of it.
Not necessarily, because you would do more exploration if you could actually go further away from your ship.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I can see their point, but I agree with you. You know what I mean?
It's tiring going from one place to the other.
Yeah.
Can you say that louder? I couldn't hear you.
I said it's tiring going from one place to another. Like, literally, it's like 80 kilometers or, 800 kilometers from one place to the next. It's like way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're either having to walk or you're having to fast travel, and then if you fast travel, you're losing some of that exploration.
Yeah.
So why not put in a vehicle that is actually in the game? There are vehicles in the game,
but you can't use them. It's like Fallout 4.
But you cannot use them.
It's like Fallout. They have cars, but you can't use, and motorcycles.
No, you'll see them driving around.
Oh.
You just can't use them.
Mm.
What they should do, and here's something that No Man's Sky has done, and some other games, I can't remember the names of them off the top of my head. I may put them in the description. But No Man's Sky, you can get what's called a vehicle bay.
Yeah.
For your ships.
Like a garage, like with GTA and stuff. Yeah.
But it's for your ship.
Yeah.
And you can go to the spaceport and actually buy vehicles.
Mm.
It would be cool to have that as an option in Starfield.
Yeah.
I mean, it would even be cool if you could build your own rover.
Yeah.
With the shipbuilder.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would take a little bit from Kibo's... the KBS thing?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, we love this game, it's just different ways to improve on it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And they can do that in any sort of patch. Or do like a vehicle update.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Jamie?
What they did wrong, like for instance in Generation Zero, they waited like 5 years to introduce the vehicles in that game.
Yeah.
You know, they did it finally, but it took 5 years. So there's that problem. And fans asked for it and asked for it and asked for it, and they got fed up, and they finally released it and goes, oh, look, here, we finally introduced vehicles.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, there's always that
Did you pause?
dilemma.
Yeah, I think you might have told me that about G0. I haven't played a lot of that, but I know you and your son played a lot together.
Yes. Yeah. I also played Generation Zero a good bit, too.
Mm-hmm. I've never played it. How is it?
It's another good game. I would love to talk about Generation Zero more at length later on at another point. The way that the robots actually fight in this game is very similar to Generation Zero. But going back to Starfield, something else that I would love to talk about is the ship combat. I am such a fan of the ship combat. I took my time and I leveled myself heavily into tech, as you can see, okay, so that I could handle the ship combat. And I've got on the ship right now a particle beam weapons specialist. Okay, I just hired them using Persuade, which I've got rank 2 in. I was able to bring that down. I'm still working on my character, but I'm trying. And the combat itself in space is so much fun. There is a sort of nice bit of freedom to the game where you can repair yourself with the press of a button. You don't have to wait and go back and fix your ship later. Sure, you can go ahead and spend 1,000 credits at any spaceport and repair your ship, or if you have set up at your own outpost, you can repair your ship, okay? But you can go ahead and go around like I do with the ship parts, all right, and just take care of your ship mid-battle or right in space, and I really like the freedom of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does some of the... I think it does a better job in ship battles than most games like No Man's Sky.
Yes, I agree. It does much better than No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Now, how would you compare this to, say, Star Trek Online? Because I know you play that a lot.
Okay, so I do play STO a lot, and I honestly would put it as a different beast altogether. Okay, I know a lot of people are like, no, it's ship to ship. You got to be able to compare it. No, it's very much a different beast because it's not just the in-game lore size of the ships that we're dealing with. Because this thing that I'm in right now on this, I don't know if it's.
Can you go outside of the ship for a second?
Oh, sure.
I want to make a point here.
I don't know if the picture is going to sync up with the recording.
I'll make it sync.
Okay.
And face the ship just
Yeah.
a little bit. It looks like a Green Lantern ship.
Kind of. I was thinking more Hulk because of the green and purple. But...
Yeah, those are the colors that I made the ship. But this size of ship is basically, I mean, maybe it's a bit bigger, but this is basically a shuttle for the ships that are used in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe an advanced transport shuttle or something like that, or maybe a super small ship in Star Trek, like a fighter or something like that. But that's the size that it is. Now, if you're just trying to compare direct combat, then I think that there's a lot more options in STO. Much more options. Much more customization. Okay? Not of maybe the physicality of what your ship looks like, but what your ship can do with consoles, with different weapons, with different options for the actual ship itself.
Well, physicality, if you're patient, because of how you build the ships, you can pretty much make whatever you want. There's someone that's made a Batwing. There's somebody that made the Astra Mega ship.
You misunderstand. I said STO has less physicality.
Oh, they said had more.
No. STO has less physicality and more in-game options for the actual how the ship is equipped, while as this game has more visual, okay, and less for how the ship is equipped, because you can put 30 guns on this ship and that doesn't change anything because there's still only so many categories of gun.
Yeah.
Okay? Sure, I can have 14 guns, but half of them are ballistic weapons. You know, it's like you're going to have EM, you're going to have particle, you're going to have ballistic, and you're going to have energy, and you're going to have missile. That's it. 5 categories, that's the end of it. When it comes to STO, you've got array, you've got turret, you've got cannon, dual heavy cannon, you've got torpedo, you've got mine, you've got, and so on and so forth, okay? All right, Omni, okay? You've got, like, I think double the amount of options, and of those options there's dozens of different of types. Now for here, from what I've seen when it comes to the weaponry, there's a good spread of weaponry, just not as much as STO. Yeah. But again, it's not a negative selling point for Starfield.
Yeah, it's
not by any stretch.
It's not trying to be the STO, basically.
Yeah, it's not at all. It's not by any stretch of the imagination.
One thing I've noticed, and it may be just a glitch in my game, but one of the things that I've had a problem with is my power going down.
Your power?
When you go into space, you'll see like a gauge on your left. Oh, that right there.
Okay, yes, this gauge. Oh, hold on, let's take off for a second.
And for some reason, it will empty the bottom gauge. Where I would make sure when I build the ship that I have extra in that bottom gauge. And for some reason, like you see there,
so you have engine. I have missiles, but I don't use them, so I don't have anything assigned to
the
missile.
very bottom gauge is just extra points, or you put another.
Well,
guy.
I would always make sure that there was some in that extra gauge.
Yeah.
And that all my
because
all my other gauges were at half.
This is determined by your reactor. Whatever reactor you have on your ship determines this bottom gauge. Yeah. So maybe you need a better reactor. I don't know. I don't know enough about Starfield yet to be an expert on this game. This may be something very simple that's a known quantity that we're talking about, that somebody can just comment and be like, guys, it's this, duh. You know, I have no idea. I am by no means an expert. Sure, I've been a Bethesda player for a long time, thanks to my wife, who she's played Bethesda games long before me. Okay, but I don't know.
Oh, speaking of Bethesda games, something that disappoints me about this, the Bethesda jump uphill doesn't work anymore.
It does.
Not as well as it used to.
I've done it. It works.
I was trying Bethesda jump up a hill because I got stuck somewhere.
Well, that's because when you double tap, you use your jetpack.
Yeah.
So it kind of breaks it. And if you want to do that jump glitch, you have to shut off the jetpack.
Okay.
But yeah, it does work. I've used it to travel through.
I've had difficulty myself, but...
You tried the Bethesda jump? Yeah. Speaking of stuff, if you guys want to send us me Bethesda jump videos, feel free to. Comment below. Bethesda jumping.
Because they had it in 3, they had it in all the
Skyrim game, all the Elder Scrolls games.
Yes.
You can think of Bethesda.
And like most of the Fallout games had it. There was a glitch where if you hold like a bucket or something and like put yourself back up against the wall and start jumping, for some reason you can jump a flat ass wall. And it was one of the ways that speedrunners would get out of the vault without opening the door.
At this point, it's less a glitch and more a feature for Bethesda games.
Yeah. For some reason, it's like every Bethesda game has that. Even Outer Limb or Outer Worlds, even though Bethesda didn't really work on it.
Obsidian worked on it, but it was that thing.
But it has the same glitch.
Yeah.
And
is his last name Beard?
What?
Yeah, his last name's Beard.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. All Or no, it's Guard. Never mind, I read it wrong.
Considering the fact that my brother is having a hard time reading the guy's name, poor guy, I do like the ship fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the land combat.
Yeah.
But there are vehicles that are moving around on the planet. I would just like to see them give us the ability to make a rover or buy a rover.
They taunt you with them, you want to be able to pilot them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like Jamie was saying, it would help with exploration because who wants to walk like 50 kilometers or 5,000 kilometers from point A to point B just to be able to do a mission or explore the planet?
Yeah.
I mean, you can use the same scanner function that you use while on foot in a rover. Just put like a scanner module for us to buy.
Yeah, they do it for the ship, so why couldn't they do it for that?
And that's something No Man's Sky has done.
Yeah.
And why can't they do that with Starfield?
Speaking of ships, you were telling us earlier you actually got really lucky. You found a ship with 2,000 cargo capacity. She's on.
Yeah, Jamie nodded to that. That's something. That's something that I don't know if we'll ever record her playing Starfield, which would be kind of fun. Okay, in my opinion, but there's something that's always gone on with my wife where she has an uncanny luck when she comes to video games. Just an absolute sheer ridiculous luck. Like, for instance, right now what she's doing is she is constantly reloading this one save that she's got going, okay? And she's trying to get better legendary stuff to appear. She's at what level are you right now? 11 or 12? You're at 11, or you're 12, okay? And she's getting all these legendary items to appear. So what she's doing is, since she knows they can appear in the area, she is just farming this, trying to get the best ones to appear. And when she finally is satisfied with whatever she gets, that's the save she'll keep.
Yeah, she got a save where she got something awesome, but she's just seeing what she gets. She's curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a fun thing to do.
I actually like the lock picking aspects.
The digipicks, yeah.
Because you get to see you get to see how
I mastered that already.
it lines up, and you get to really see how the mechanisms work.
Yeah.
And to me, that's pretty cool.
It's the best lock picking I've ever any game I've ever played.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, what's your favorite aspect of this game, would you say?
The crime aspect.
Can you say it louder?
I'll bring the mic over to her.
Here, hold on.
Here you go.
Talk louder.
The crime aspect.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're basically.
Can you elaborate?
All the crime aspects. My character's the most dirtiest character you could ever have in a video game.
Listen, the only thing that I've done that I think you might do is what I'll do is if there's an enemy like at the very beginning of the game, no spoilers or anything, you end up running into a guy from the Crimson Fleet and you can persuade him. I persuade him first, and then after I'm done persuading successfully, that's when I shoot him. I'm not a murder hobo like in D&D. Okay? Alright? I am just trying to make sure that I get all the credits I can and that the scum and villainy of the universe die. That's all.
Well, I've done something similar to that. I've successfully, I know the guy you're talking about, I've successfully, persuaded him without using the persuasion.
Oh, there's a couple options you can pick that one.
Yeah. And while he's standing there, I'll grab these explodable tanks and I'll start putting them around the people.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll get up on the other deck and I'll just shoot it.
Oh yeah,
And watch them go fly.
Oh yeah, because they'll stay there. You pick stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shot one that was just sitting there. If I'm right.
Yeah, there's one that's right behind them that I shot right after persuading him. Yeah. Say it louder.
Well, say it loud. That's
So
actually
you can
cool.
hear.
There was this guy just standing around. He ran downstairs to his buddy. His buddy's just standing there going, what's going on? And I just killed the guy right in front of his face. And he was still standing there going, what's going on? And didn't even notice me.
That's funny.
He's right there, look. He's just going, what's going on?
He's like, "What are you doing sleeping down there?"
What are you doing sleeping? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Maybe we should put that in there.
Oh, by the way, my wife's character is a predator from Aliens vs. Predator. And the reason why is...
Like, not physically, but just the effects.
Well,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead and continue.
I'm trying to explain. Okay? She got a helmet, which gives her chameleon. Now, there are other items that can give you chameleon. I found a pistol. She also found a jetpack. Somebody else found armor. Anyways, what chameleon does is while you're sneaking and not moving, you can't be seen. Like, light bends around you like a predator, like a yautja. Okay? And her character is really good at sneaking and really good at extra damage while sneaking. So she was sneaking up behind this person, stayed still, and normally what would have taken 3 or 4 shots from her pistol took 1 shot to the head.
Yeah, I've got really good stealth.
And that's another thing that makes this game really good.
Yeah.
You can be whatever kind of person you want to be in the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I plan on making a Yakuza once I get done with this version.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it's one of the better RPG type games that Bethesda has made recently.
Yeah. It's coming from the guy that's broke Fallout 4 settlement building. Just
Well, that's a builder game with a shooter aspect. Well, that's the way I play it.
yeah.
And it breaks the game all the time.
Yeah.
But it kind of has one of the weakest RPG elements of the game.
Mm-hmm. Like the RPG element's the weakest element of that game, even though it's not bad, but this is a lot better.
But one thing I do like about Fallout 4 is after you beat the game's really not over.
Yeah.
And that's the same way that Starfield is, from what I've heard.
Mm.
I've heard differently when it comes down to how Starfield ends, but it has a New Game Plus
But
aspect.
here's the thing. The reason why I say that is because in the most recent update that you can read for Starfield, that they just released a little 2.6 gigabyte update or whatever it was, okay, they said that they fixed a glitch in one of the missions that said that it wouldn't show up after the main story has been completed. Okay? That was the glitch. So you can complete the main story and keep playing Starfield.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Oh,
Like you can in Fallout.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So by unlocking the New Game Plus, you just can carry some things over to a new character while still playing the game after beating it with the old character.
I guess you talking about the New Game Plus is the first I've heard about it, but I have intentionally tried to avoid as much as possible when it comes to this game because I just want to experience it for the first time. So I mean, like I can look up on my phone right now and see if there is a New Game Plus for Starfield because I have no idea.
It's something that's been there since even before it came out.
I believe
And
you.
they've talked about it in length.
I believe you.
There is one. I've been avoiding some spoilers that I know, and I've looked at some ideas for like shipbuilding before because I wanted to like see what they're
Well,
doing with
when it comes down to what I was talking about,
that.
Yes, Starfield's Final Mission, One Giant Leap, will ask you to make a decision. Hold off on any of the games so you can explore more or complete the main story and start a new game plus. If you decide to delay the ending, you'll have the option to return to it at any point. So yes, right there is a new game plus.
and what I'm wanting to talk about is actually like beating the game and then seeing how your actions carry over without actually ending the game.
Yeah.
I want to see my character move on
Yeah.
When I go back to that character, I want to see, like, what did my decisions make?
Yeah, because that's one thing you like about Fallout 4.
Yeah, because in that, there's a reason to make an outpost.
Yeah.
There's a reason to side with the Minutemen.
Yeah.
There's a reason to keep playing after the game because there's more there.
Yeah.
And with New Game Plus, what is that going to do? Is that going to take you clear back to the beginning and give you some of the stuff that you've already had?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like Metal Gear Solid? And how they did their New Game Plus. They let you keep some of the weapons so you didn't have to get them again.
Yeah.
But you still had to research those weapons. Is it going to give you some of the skills that you've already had with that character? What's the whole shtick about it compared to just continuing the game after you've beat it with the decisions that have already been made and how that affects the rest of the universe in that for that character.
Yep. And for those of you listening, don't spoil it for us. We're having our fun with it, but
No, if they know, they
Okay.
can just mention it.
okay, they can mention. Okay.
Never tell someone like they can't say anything. It's
Okay,
just,
so they can mention that.
as long as it doesn't have any spoilers to it
Yeah.
or like says how to beat a mission or whatever, I don't care what they put out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As long as they're nice in the cornfields and
The cornfields?
yeah, the cornfields.
Is that the term now instead of comments?
Yes,
Do they go and they harvest the comments?
yes.
They're like comment harvesters. It's like harvesting grain, right, Matt?
Yes. And so.
We go out in the cornfields and harvest the comments.
Well, I'm not the only one that calls it the cornfields. It's just there's just so many decisions to make in Starfield.
Yeah.
I really want to see how those decisions interact with after beating the game in the main story and what happens from there.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I like seeing the outcome of my stuff in games.
Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why I love open world games.
Yeah.
Because you're not going from point A to point B and then through each thing and being walked through it. Mm-hmm. You're getting to really explore and like do some side quests, make some decisions that should, in reality, if it was real life, should have an effect.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're creating a cause, so therefore it should have an effect.
Yeah.
Here's a question. What did you think about the character creation? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good, and I thought that it was really nice to have all the different options that were available. And I gotta say, in my opinion, though I really enjoyed Fallout 4's character creator, I gotta say it's one of the better ones that Bethesda has put out.
I would full-heartedly agree with that. Like, you can go with a preset, but that's just the first part of, like, the character builder. You can make a preset, and then here's the caveat: you can elaborate on that preset. You can mold that character and
make whatever you want, basically. Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I agree. There's things in Fallout. There's things that the Fallout 4 character creation did a little bit better, but Starfield's is very good. Like, I have no complaints with Starfield character creation.
What do you think, Jamie?
I liked it.
You liked it? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the more elaborate character creators I've seen.
It reminds me less of Fallout's and more of Skyrim's, but that's not a bad thing.
Even more than Skyrim.
Yeah.
If you're taking that into consideration.
Yeah.
I mean, you can change your skin tone.
Yeah.
To look more alien.
Yeah.
There's hairstyles to look more predator-like. I mean, if you really want to be a predator,
you can make whatever you want.
You can actually make your character look
at least partially
close enough.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite have the mandibles, but close enough.
You make him look like he's half predator or something.
Well, prayer/humanoid thing.
Makes the alien DNA trait make a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be also cool to see, like, because most of the races that I've came across were humans.
I would like to see some more alien races.
Yes,
That's
that'd be cool.
another thing. I would like to see some diversity.
I think mostly that they've been focusing on that the alien races haven't been more like higher intelligence.
They're more animals.
They're more animals than they are higher.
Yeah.
I would like to see like a Twi'lek in Starfield. We've talked about character creator. We showed your ship. We've talked about what the space fighting, ground fighting. Have we talked about outposts?
A little bit. We were talking about the snapping on them. And
a little bit. I was saying, though, I was going to wait for the most recent updates that are come out before I really get into it, because even in this gameplay, I haven't even really touched them.
I played with them a little bit, but I wasn't happy with what I made.
Well, I don't think we went into depth about our opinions when it came down to the ship builder.
So if you guys want to talk about it, you're more than welcome to.
So with the ship builder, what's your favorite aspect of it? And what's your worst?
I don't. Oh, for the ship builder, okay. I really enjoy the fact that you can make a ship that doesn't have exactly it doesn't follow the laws of physics. Let's put it that way. All the landing gear can be on one side, and all the rest of the ship's weight can be on the other. And there's no stress points or fracture points you have to worry about. And the ship just is the way it is, and that's the end of the story. I mean, my ship looks solid, but the only reason it looks solid right now, okay, is because I've only slightly edited the starter ship. I changed out the engines. I added an extra gun. I made both the cannons auto cannons. I moved the missiles over, and I colored the ship. That's all I've done to it. Okay? But there's so much you can do with it. I sat there just for the heck of it, and I made myself a big old elaborate ship just to see how much it cost, and I need like 200,000 credits, and I don't have 200,000 credits, and anyways, and I'm not my wife, you know, so who robs the world and, you know, has a ridiculous amount of credits and is in the main story not nowhere even close to where I'm at, but, you know, I'm still doing side quests, but I'm also doing main story stuff, and she's just doing whatever she wants, and like right now she just shot somebody, boom, they're carrying something epic, you know, of course.
To give you an idea of how she plays the games, she'll do as much as she can before she plays the main story. She broke Skyrim because she broke something in the main quest by just exploring.
Breakable games. Well, what's your thought about ship builder?
I agree. I love the fact you can build pretty much anything you want. I'm actually wanting to like play around with it more once I get more of the ships things unlocked, so I can like build something really nice.
Yeah.
I want to make like a full shuttle with like a lot of cargo and like a lot of crew and stuff, just for fun.
just for the hell of it, I want to try to make the astronaut ship.
Someone did that and it looked cool. Yeah.
What's your favorite aspect, Jamie?
My aspects that I like about the ships is the playability of it. Like the snap and locks kind of, but it doesn't at the same time. But what I don't like about it is that the parts literally get sold back to the vendor, and it does not go to.
You can't store them.
You can't store them.
Yeah.
And until they fix that, I am mad.
No, I agree. You should be able to store the parts you're not using for another ship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Until they fix that, I'm not
Yeah,
mad.
because you're kind of losing credits when it comes down to like fixing up your ship. And I figure if you're buying a part, you should be able to like store it in the builder and use it on a new ship.
Like with Fallout, where you can store like wall objects and stuff you're not using. They should have that for the ship objects.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least give you a return in credits for what it costs.
I mean, it's not realistic to store a huge engine on a ship somewhere.
No, actually, it is realistic. Okay. If you read what NASA has done.
Okay.
When they've made shuttles and stuff, they do use old assets. I think it was part of the Apollo ship, Apollo 1 ship, that I guess they took whatever was from the wreckage, because I don't think that one made it. But there was enough of that ship to be able to use in a new ship and add on to it.
Makes sense.
I forget what they were able to salvage, but they were able to salvage ship parts. And every time another shuttle comes back, they do try to salvage as much of that shuttle as they could.
To save on costs,
Yeah.
I mean, you agree with that, Matt? You should be able to like store the ship parts you're not using.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just saw your companion run to you like, I'm here.
To me, because one, like Jamie was saying, the parts go.
Sorry, I was looking at her effect. She got exploding.
Sorry, okay, explosive coachman. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Zach. Exploding coachman, 52 damage, space adept. Plus 30 damage on space, minus 15 damage on the planet. Staggering. Small chance of staggering enemies. Explosive. Randomly switches to explosive rounds. Randomly, legendary weapon. It's just, I'm going to be explosive. Why not? Sure.
That's alright.
I'm going to keep this particular data.
Exploding shotguns are some of the best shotguns you can get. I remember that from Fallout. Like, you need an exploding weapon, you're set.
Oh, yeah.
Particular data. That's the one I'm going to I only have 770 rounds, so I mean, I've got plenty of
770 rounds, you don't have enough. Don't keep this data.
This is the one I'm keeping. This is the keeper.
But, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a shotgun from now on.
Yeah, I didn't think explosive was an option in this one yet. But yeah. I knew it had some of the effects from Fallout, but that's the.
They have a lot of legendaries. Matter of fact, every single different color there, blue, purple, green, and yellow, all have
They have different effects and stuff,
And it staggers, so I want to stagger my enemies.
The Coachman's awesome. I was using it until I ran out of ammo for it, sadly.
I won't run out of ammo anytime soon.
Yeah.
So that's because I've been picking up ammo like crazy because I have a scat with the scavenger.
Yeah.
Thing.
But going back to my gripe with Shipbuilder is, like Jamie was saying, you should be able to store your ship parts.
Yeah.
I mean, you're buying them with the credits.
Should be able to stockpile
but
them.
You're not getting those credits back when you buy something new to replace the old.
Yep. Now, I can see, like, if you're storing it on your ship, it taking the storage capacity. That makes sense. But you should be able to store it within...
Or if you have... Or make it realistic where you can buy a storage unit on a landing platform.
Just, like whether you build your own or whatever. That makes sense, yeah.
Because in Fallout 4, you're able to save prefab parts, and they're bigger than a wall.
Yeah.
Where the heck are you going to put a prefab build?
Your
Are you
pocket?
going to stick it in your nature's pocket?
No.
If they can do it in Fallout 4, like, give us the ability to store parts of our ship and be able to reuse it without the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've already paid for that part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with Outpost Builder. It's one of the things that, like, okay, I've made an outpost, and then I put down something that I didn't want to put down, and ended up erasing it, and then I had to put something else down, and I didn't get my
You didn't get all your resources back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I didn't get any resources back from scrapping. And it doesn't give you the ability to save that part.
Yeah.
So those are lost resources.
Mm.
You should be able to get your resources back. You should be able to have the ability to save certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes down to shipbuilding, when you're buying the parts, you should be able to, like, have the ability to sell those parts back.
Yeah.
Or if you want to keep those parts,
Store
be
them.
able to store them.
Yeah.
And I know that they can do it because they've done it for Fallout.
Yep. I know another thing that's heavily requested is right now, in order to make a second ship, you have to find a second ship and break it down. I'm waiting for them to make it so you can build a ship entirely from scratch without.
That would also be
Yeah.
really cool because that would put something for your extra parts
Yeah.
to be put into.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I have all these extra parts.
Yeah.
Let me rebuild a ship
Yeah.
from scratch. Another thing is they say you have the option to put crew members in other ships, any ship
Yeah.
that's landed. But it only gives you the ability to land one ship at a time,
Actually-
unless you have an outpost.
Yeah, you have to have an outpost to land too.
And, like, I have a co-pilot character.
Mm-hmm.
Not as my character, but it's someone that anybody can get.
Yeah.
And he's part of a quest that I've done. I'm not going to mention the character, and I'm not going to mention the quest.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil it, so it makes sense.
But I was able to get him.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, he's on my ship.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be able to there's certain conversations that will come up with him near you, talking about how he wants to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to pilot and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. But I haven't found a way to put him on another ship to have a second ship out.
So you want to be able to have a secondary ship that will take off and like do stuff for you. That makes sense.
Yeah, and go, like, you can tell him to go to this planet, pick up these resources, so on and so forth.
You agree with that, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah.
They can
Absolutely.
bounce around from outpost to outpost.
Yeah, you were being quiet, so I asked.
Well, I'm focusing on the game, letting you guys kind of have your role with it.
Yeah.
You know, but I completely agree because it would be really nice to be able to have different outposts set up on different planets and have all these characters that you come across in the game just assign to those outposts to take care of them.
Yeah, you can't assign to outposts, but I want to be able to assign more to ships and things like that.
That's what I'm saying. To be able to assign them to outposts would be a cool thing. That's what I'm saying. Or maybe assign them to a ship that's waiting at that outpost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can assign them to outposts. That's not a problem. It's just being able to, instead of you having to break off and go from outpost to outpost to be able to check resources and all that stuff, why not have like a cargo ship? And this is one of the reasons why having a secondary ship would be important.
Yeah.
Because having a second pilot, they put a second pilot in the game with the ability to have piloting skills.
They should be able to fly a secondary ship for you.
You should have them as a pilot on another ship.
Yeah.
And let's say you want to put more ships out, you have to go and look for...
they'd have to have the piloting skill.
Yeah, also. You have to look for characters that have piloting skills that you can recruit.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, Jamie? Being able to supply other... Like if someone has a piloting skill, they should be able to pilot a ship for you, like outposts and things like that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I agree. That would definitely be cool.
Yeah. Of course, knowing how AI works in this game, they probably crashed into a wall or something.
Well, it's a risky run.
It's like when you give the AI grenades.
I mean, you don't even have to really see the ship.
Yeah. Now, they do have supply lines, but they don't have it to where you can assign people to ships like that and have them fly off. But yeah.
Well, they do. It's connected to your ship.
Yeah.
You land, your ship gets refilled.
Yeah.
And whatever's in that transference container goes to your ship.
Yeah.
What I would like to see, and it could just be a fact thing, have like a second landing pad at an outpost for your second ship or third ship, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have like a main landing pad for your ship and then a secondary pad. And then be able to see that ship kind of land, wait a few minutes, and then take off.
So the illusion of it actually doing something.
Yeah. It would look like they're taking resources from one outpost to another.
No, I agree. Just that little more immersion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
And you can't set up other things on other outposts without either being there yourself or you're not going to have the option to set or send supplies to another outpost without having a second ship.
Yeah, for instance, a little bit of a spoiler. I'm not going to say who it is, but the companion that's following Matt around has a 4 piloting skill. He should be able to pilot his own ship if he wants.
Or because he has a 4 piloting skill, I mean, would it make sense that I should be able to pilot Class C ships?
Yeah.
But I can't do that even though he has a 4 piloting skill.
Yeah.
Or being able to even put him in a Class C ship.
Yeah.
And let him pilot himself.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Like, they have provisioners in Fallout 4 that you can assign to go from outpost to outpost.
Yeah.
And you can see them going from one point to another. You can randomly see them walking between the different settlements. And it would be cool to use these extra ships to go from outpost to outpost as a way of like a provision. And as a way to get components from point A to point B.
Well, speaking of Fallout 4, something kind of random. I have the Orphans of the Commonwealth mod, which gives you the ability to have like child settlers, right?
Yeah.
It randomly turned one of my provisioners into a child one time. So I was following him around. It was hilarious. Like raiders would come, he'd run and hide.
Hold on. Let me see.
Off topic. We can go back to the
Let
circle.
me see where you're going with this. A character, a settler that you made as a provisioner came back as a child sprite.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of you putting a child as a provisioner.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Though with that mod, you can make children provisioners.
yes.
We don't encourage this.
But no, it's a game. Do whatever you want. But looks like I know what we're going to talk about in the next video. But when it comes down to Starfield, there are things that I noticed it lacking. And I've been playing it a lot.
Same here.
And it's not something that you can easily do for like 30 minutes because the quests are actually very lengthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, majority of the quests are lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, go to this little portion and deal with this, and boom, you're done with the quest.
Mm.
It's like, hey, can you go to this planet out in the far reaches of space? Just handle a few things, and then that's going to send you to another planet, and then another planet.
Literally, what's happening while we're talking about it? I just went to Sol, then I went to here, and I went to here, and I'm flying through the Sol system, talking to this person, talking to that person.
Yeah.
The whole time doing the same exact thing that he just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy
It
it.
keeps you engaged, and the missions are very compelling. It is so easy to make credits in the game, far more easier than Fallout. I just wish that there was a little bit more you can do when it comes down to your outpost and what your people actually do.
Yeah. It's a very good game. It's just there's things that can improve.
The only way to actually put people in outposts is you have to make one of those table things.
Yeah.
And that's for one person to be at that outpost.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, I have at my outpost, I only have one right now. Is you know that boss lady Lynn from the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Well, I have her in the engineer outpost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's a supervisor. Her skills have to do with running a crew.
So she's a leader. She's not. Yeah. She's a boss.
But yet, for me to have her function at her fullest, I have to have other people in that outpost.
Yeah.
But yet,
It's hard to get other people.
I have to get more resources to build another table where I've also built like consoles and all that other crap.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter because that settler table is the only thing that allows for your settlers to be able to be at that outpost.
Mm-hmm. Makes
Does
sense.
that make sense?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it does.
I figure if you actually have jobs for those characters, that would be the station that allows for that character to be at that outpost.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Same with on the ships.
Yeah.
I've put many habitats on the ship I have an infirmary. I have a science station. I have a command station. I have multiple living quarters. And for some reason, and this is a gripe I have, is the habitats for living quarters have 4 bunks.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, only 2 of those bunks are usable. And it only allows for 2 settlers to be able to be part of your ship.
There is a perk to raise that, but it's behind a perk. I agree with you. If you have the capacity in there, you should be able to put it in there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'll fix that with a mod or an update.
But the habitats that say, well, here's a station where you can see people working, that station doesn't get used.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just stand and congregate in areas that don't make sense.
Yeah, when there's a Fallout, they actually made sense where they were congregated at. Sometimes.
I blew up.
Oh.
It doesn't even make sense when it comes down to their jobs. Like, there's this one character that has excellent like science skills, and you can build a science habitat, but yet you can't assign that character to that habitat. And it's just a little mind-boggling for me.
Speaking of mods, I was just looking. There's already an increased crew capacity mod, so you're not the only one griping about it.
Yes.
I can't download it because I'm not playing it on PC, but that's cool that someone's already thought this. It's not just you.
I can't wait for mods on console for this game.
Yeah. What do you think, Matt? You agree?
Mods are going to be amazing, especially when it comes to the ships.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what's going to happen.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Technically, I meet the minimum requirements of playing on PC. But that's technically. I know how badly it'll play my PC.
What do you think, Jamie?
Looking forward.
Paying attention to that.
Looking forward to mods.
Mods, yes.
We want mods, dang it!
Nah, they said within the next year.
6 months.
6 months
to
or a year. Yeah.
I think I've said everything I wanted to say.
I can't think of anything to talk about that we haven't already.
You want to talk more, Matt?
I think we're good for now. Maybe we can do a follow-up video later after we've all played more of the game.
Yeah.
If you have anything you'd like us to try out, test out, play, put it in the comments below. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Or if you want to talk more about the discussion we just had, again, there's a comment field down below.
And until then, I'm Matt.
I'm John.
I'm Zach. Like, all that other crap, dislike if you don't like our videos, blah blah blah. This is YouTube, you know how it works. Say goodbye, Vegeta.
Goodbye, cruel world. I've lived this long